Hello, guys. Good evening. Welcome to the session today. Hope you all can hear me. Can you guys confirm once?
Yeah, we are able to hear you.
Okay, great. Thanks for confirming. So, let us start our first demo today, guys. So, our course is Data Engineering with the Google Cloud Platform. And this course is of 2 months. And I will tell you all the details about the course in few minutes. So, if you guys want me to tell about the course, first thing itself, okay. So, let me give you a quick brief about the course. So we are going to start with the Google Cloud Platform with the data engineering, guys. So here we are going to mainly focus on the data engineering with the Google Cloud Platform. In today's agenda, I will talk about what is data engineering and what is the role of a data engineer. If you wanted to become a data engineer, what are the skills that we need to learn? That we are going to talk about in our first topic, that is what is data engineering. In the second topic, we will talk about the Google Cloud Platform overview. Here, we will see what is Google Cloud Platform and what are the benefits of using the Google Cloud Platform over the other clouds, and how to get the job easily with the Google Cloud Platform compared to the other platforms. We are going to understand it here. In the next topic, I will talk about the detailed course curriculum. So, what are what are the topics that we are going to cover in terms of the Google Cloud Platform, in terms of the data engineering? That all I am going to talk about the detailed course curriculum topic. And after that, I will talk about course details. That means what is the duration of the course, what is the timings of the course, and about the recordings, notes, and everything. I will talk about the course details. Okay, so this is what is our agenda today, guys. So hope you all can hear me. If you guys are facing any issues with an audio or screen, please let me know. Okay, so before jump on to the what is data engineering, I will introduce myself. Okay, so my name is Shaik Saidhul, guys. Okay, my name is Shaik Saidhul. I've completed my master's degree from National Institute of Technology, Tiruchirappalli, at Trichy. I've completed my master's degree. I would say MTech. MTech from NIT Trichy. And I'm currently working as a solution architect as a full time. Okay, I'm also a Databricks consultant. So I'm also a consultant at one of the companies, that is Databricks. Okay, I'm also working as a consultant at Databricks. So this is, hope you guys are already about the Databricks also. I am a consultant at Databricks. So I am a program team. So I am also a development team in the Databricks. And I've been teaching. I have my teaching experience from the last 3 years. I would say. Earlier used to teach Azure, and I'm currently teaching GCP. So I teach in data engineering plus DevOps. Both I will be teaching. Okay. So this is what is all about me, guys. So my name is Shaik Saidhul. I've completed my master's degree from National Institute of Technology, Tiruchirappalli, and I'm currently working as a solution architect at Contact. I am also a consultant at Fabrics. I'm also a corporate trainer, guys. I'll be teaching in a few corporates as well, and I do have more than 3 years of teaching experience into the Azure, GCP, data engineering, as well as DevOps. Okay, so this is about me, guys. So now let us talk about our first topic, that is what is data engineering, and then we will go to the Google Cloud overview, course curriculum, and course details. First, let me start with what is data engineering. Okay, so data engineering is very simple. In a data engineering, you will be having a data that is coming from the multiple data sources. Okay, you will be having a data that is coming from the multiple data sources. The data may be coming from some applications. The data may be coming from some file formats. The data may be coming from some databases. The data may be coming from the IoT devices. So In a data engineering, what is our agenda is to work on this data. Okay, our main agenda is to work on this data. So there is multiple applications are there where even now also every day. So for example, if you wanted to order something, whether it is a food or a clothing or whatever it is, you go to one application and you use that application. Whenever do some kind of a transaction over that application, what happens is that the data gets generated. What happens? The data gets generated. Whenever there is a data generation, so someone has to work on the data to store it, to process it, to analyze it, and to visualize it. So what is our agenda is that, so we will be having a multiple data sources. So we will be having multiple data sources. Our main agenda is to extract this data from these data sources and storing it into a one single location called a data lake. One single location called a data lake. Why we have to do is that, what is the business think is that, so you have a multiple data sources, right? The business think is that, so whatever the data that is having, if they try to understand the data, that data understanding or analysis will give you some kind of insights. These insights are very useful for the business improvement. So that is what the main agenda of the business managers, that they wanted to improve. Eventually they wanted to improve their business. When I say improving their business, either they wanted to increase the customers, or they wanted to increase the sales, or they wanted to increase the customer satisfaction, whatever it is. So what is they are doing is that, so you are having a multiple data that is coming from multiple data sources. You are going to extract this data, and you need to perform, or you need to understand the data. When I say understanding is nothing but analyzing. When I say understanding is nothing but analyzing. When you try to analyze the data will give you some kinds of insights. Those insights are very, very useful for the business to improve. Okay, so for that purpose, they are storing this data into a single location called data lake. Okay, so they wanted to improve their business. So that is the reason nowadays you are seeing in the Flipkart Big Billion Days or Amazon live sales. So all of these things are coming from this understanding the data only. Whatever the company, if they try to understand their data, or if they try to analyze their data, those analysis will give you some kind of insights which will be very, very useful for the business improvement, I'm telling you. Okay, so on the process of improving their business, every company wanted to store their data. Every company, not only small company, big company, MNCs, product based companies, every company, okay, every company wanted to extract this data coming from multiple data sources and store it into a single location called a data lake. Some companies calling it as a staging area. Some companies may call it as a data lake. Once you have the data in the data lake, okay, once you have the data in the data lake, you can directly go for the analysis. But if I directly go for the analysis, okay, so if the data that is having some kind of issues, maybe the duplicates, maybe the null values, maybe it is not having proper structure to it. Okay, so if you wanted to analyze it, the analysis is not possible. Okay, the analysis is not possible, maybe because of some reasons. Maybe it is a file that you can't directly analyze it. Maybe it's the format, or maybe it's the duplicates, maybe it's the null values. You may not be able to do the analysis properly. So that is the reason, before doing the analysis, we process the data. We try to do the data processing, which is a process of adding some kind of a value to your data. What is data processing? It's a value addition to your data. Okay, so in the data processing, you are going to add some kind of a value to your data. When I say it, maybe converting the format, maybe removing the duplicates, maybe doing some other processing techniques as per your customer requirement. Okay, once you do the data processing, then you send the data to the data warehouses. Then you send the data to the data warehouse. A data warehouse is a location where you are going to store your entire enterprise data into a single location. So entire enterprise data will be available in the data warehouse, guys. So if you are running some application, if you are running some web service, if you are managing some other thing, so wherever you are doing any other thing, you are going to move that entire data into the data warehouse. Even though you have some 10 multiple data sources, you are going to put the data into a single warehouse so that later point of time you can easily do the analysis. You can do the analysis. Here you are going to store the data into a single location, and in the same tool you can also analyze the data. You can also analyze the data. So that is the reason data warehouses comes up with a built-in query engine which is capable of running the SQL queries, which is capable of running the SQL queries. So that is the reason if you wanted to store the data into a single location, if you wanted to run some kind of analysis on top of that, so you have a data warehouses. You have a data warehouses. Okay, so you are getting the data from these multiple data sources. You are storing it into a single location called data lake, and you know that whatever the data that you got from the data sources may have some kind of issues that you wanted to add some kind of a value to it, so you are going for the data processing activities. Okay, on top of this data processed, you are going to do some kind of analysis in the data warehouse so that those analysis reports will give you a very good understanding of the data. Okay, but still the data will be in the form of a tabular format only. So that's where the multiple destination team come into the picture, where the visual business intelligence, machine learning, or the data scientist, or the business groups. So the machine learning people, sorry, the business intelligence people or a BA developer will try to create some kind of a dashboards or reports, so that very useful for the business to easily understand it in a pictorial view. In a pictorial view, they can able to easily understand it. Similarly, you have a machine learning. Okay, you on top of these tables, on top of this data only, the machine learning people will try to create a machine learning models, and on top of this data only, the data scientist will try to create a future trends. On top of this data only, by using this data, the business groups will be there, or a business manager will be there, directly taking this data for the business improvement purpose. Okay, for the business improvement purpose. So this is what is data engineering. In a data engineering, you get the data from these multiple data sources, you store it into a single location, you process it, you analyze it, and you send the data to the multiple destinations. And also one more point is that data governance and monitoring. Okay, data governance is and monitoring is one of the important aspect in the data world, where we ensure the data is accurate and complete throughout the platform. Okay, we make sure that the data is accurate and complete throughout this platform. So that is the reason you have a data engineering in the data governance and monitoring. Okay, so we will be having a plenty of steps in a data engineering, where you extract the data, you store the data, you process the data, you analyze the data, you create a visualizations on top of this data, and you take care of the data governance as well. So this is what is data engineering, guys. If you ask me what is data engineering is a process of collecting the data, organizing the data, preparing the large amounts of the data for the analysis purpose. Okay, preparing a large amounts of the data for the analysis purpose. This is what is data engineering, guys. During this process, we are going to create the systems or infrastructure which are working in an automated fashion to allow the data to be captured, processed, and are accessed efficiently throughout this entire process. Okay, so we don't want it to do the system things manually, so that the reason we are going to automate the things using the systems and infrastructure. Okay, so this is what is data engineering. In a data engineering, we are going to mainly focus on the collecting the data, organizing the data, preparing the large amounts of data for the analysis purpose, which may involve designing and building a systems and infrastructure that allows the data to be captured, stored, processed, and accessed efficiently. So this is what we call as a data engineering. Hope you got some idea. So, what is the role of a data engineer? If you ask me, the data engineer is the one who works on the data ingestion, who works on the data storage and data management, who works on the data processing, data quality and governance, data pipeline creations, performance optimizations, monitoring and maintenance. Okay, so every day the data engineer is going to be work on some activity. Those activities include data ingestion. One data engineer may work on a data ingestion. One data engineer may work on the data storage and management. One engineer may be working on the data processing, data quality and governance, pipeline creations. Performance optimization is one of the important aspects nowadays. Monitoring and maintenance. So this is what is the role of a data engineer, guys. So this is the data engineer do every day. Okay, hope you guys got some idea. Okay, does anyone have any questions on the
No,
what is
sir.
data engineering? Okay, great. So now let me gonna talk about the Google Cloud Platform as well, and then we will go to the course content. Okay, so let me talk about the Google Cloud Platform, guys. Okay, before talking about the Google Cloud Platform, to give you some kind of a context, you might have already know about the AWS. Okay, let me go to the paint. You guys might have know already about the AWS and similarly Azure, similarly Google Cloud Platform. So these are all the three leading cloud providers, guys. You have a plenty of other cloud platforms as well, like IBM Cloud, Oracle Cloud. So you have a other cloud platforms as well. But these are the three leading cloud providers: AWS, Azure, and GCP. Okay, so what they are doing, sir? These are what, if you ask me, these are the cloud providers. Okay, cloud providers. Sir, what the cloud providers do, if you ask me, the cloud providers provide you the cloud computing services. So, what the cloud providers do, sir, if you ask me, cloud computing services they are going to provide. What is a cloud provider? A cloud provider which provides you the cloud computing services. Sir, what you can do with these services, if you ask me, so you can do many things, guys. You can create, you can build an application, you can build application, deploy the application, scale the applications and services, scale the applications and services. Okay, you can store the data, process the data, analyze the data. You can create machine learning model, or you can create data sets. You can create models. You can do the AI, artificial intelligence activities. So all of these things also you can do it. Or you can also do the networking and management. Okay, so these are all the things, whatever you wanted to do. So whether you wanted to deploy application, build an application and services in the cloud, or if you wanted to store some data or process the data or analyze data, or you wanted to create some data sets and create machine learning models and do some kind of artificial intelligence activities, or you wanted to take care of the networking and management. So whatever you wanted to do, okay, or you wanted to create some kind of infrastructure or clusters or VM, okay, whatever it is. So whatever you wanted to do, there is a cloud computing services available that are provided by the cloud providers. So what the cloud providers do, the cloud providers will provide you the cloud computing services which are very helpful for the organizations, which are very helpful for the organizations to build the application, deploy the application, and scale the applications and services in the cloud. Okay, so if an organization is there, if they wanted to build the application, deploy the application, they can directly go to the cloud computing services and they can utilize the cloud computing services instead of creating their own infrastructure in the on premises. Okay, instead of creating their own infrastructure in the on premises, they can go and utilize this thing, because creating the on premises, creating the infrastructure in the on premises is very difficult. Okay, creating the infrastructure in the on premises is very difficult, guys, because it takes time, it takes effort, it takes a lot of money. So that is the reason most of the companies, they don't wanted to utilize the on-premises infrastructure, or they don't wanted to create their own infrastructure. They are going to depend on the cloud providers. They are going to depend on this cloud provider. Most of the organizations, they don't wanted to build their infrastructure. They don't wanted to do this thing. They wanted to depend on the cloud providers for infrastructure perspective, or building an application and deploying the application, or for data processing or data engineering or networking and management, many other activities. Okay, many other activities, they are going to utilize these cloud computing services only. One of the cloud platform is, so one of the cloud platform is Google Cloud Platforms. So one of the cloud platform is Google Cloud Platform. So if you ask me what is the Google Cloud Platform, so Google Cloud Platform is one of the leading cloud provider which provides you the cloud computing services for the organizations to build the application, deploy the applications, and scale the applications and services in the cloud platforms. Okay, so that is what is GCP, sir. Okay, so that is what is GCP. If I go back to the slides, Google Cloud Platform, if you can look here, guys, Google Cloud Platform is a suite of cloud computing services provided by the Google that offers a range of products and solutions to help the organizations to build the application, deploy the application, and scale the application services in the cloud platform. So it provides you highly reliable services, very secure services, and it provides you the scalable infrastructure that enables the businesses to leverage the power of Google's extensive global network and data centers. Okay, so this is what is Google Cloud Platforms. Are very simple words. It is a cloud provider that provides you the cloud computing services, which are very useful for the organizations to build the application, deploy the application, and scale the applications and services in the cloud platforms. These services are highly reliable, secure, and scalable infrastructure. They are also using the Google's extensive global network and data centers. Okay, so why these services are because that why we need to learn the GCP? If you ask me, Google is having a very good community support. You already know. Google is having a very good community support. One of Google has provided one of the product that is Google Cloud Platform. So Google Cloud Platform is offered by the Google only. Google has been very trustworthy. It is providing you the reliable and secure services, we already know. So that is the reason most of the companies are looking towards the Google Cloud Platform, looking towards the Google Cloud Platform, because so it is having a very good community support. The very important aspect of why the companies are choosing the GCP over the other cloud platforms is that it is providing you the cost-effective services. It is providing you the cost-effective services for one service in Azure for the same service. For example, if I take Azure, AWS, GCP, okay, for one service, the cost of the AWS is $100. If you think the cost of the Azure will be $90. For the same cost of the GCP will be $80 only. So that is the reason Google Cloud Platform is very much interested or very much interested by the plenty of the organizations. It's because of its cost effective nature of the services, and very useful whoever is working on the data engineering, because Google Cloud Platform is very famous for the data engineering activities and data. Okay, and one more is it is providing you the flexible services, and these services are scalable up and down as per the requirement, and very trustworthy and reliable. It is providing you the secure services. It is also providing you the fully managed services and serverless services as well. And these services are very fast. The interface is also very simple as per the requirement. Okay, so the interface is also very simple, guys. Even though if you look at it a first time only, we can able to easily work with it. Okay, so that is what is Google Cloud Platform, sir. Google Cloud Platform has a very good community support. It is providing you the cost-effective services. These services are flexible, scalable, reliable, secure, fully managed services. Also, it is providing the services are very fast, as well as the interface is very simple. Also, okay. Not only that, Google Cloud Platform is one of the three leading cloud provider. So it is a third leading cloud provider, guys. Industry adaptation is there from the startup companies to the middle MNC companies as well. They start using the Google Cloud Platform because of its cost-effective nature, and it is providing you the comprehensive service portfolio. I will show you the comprehensive service portfolio, and these services are easily integrated and compatible with other on-premises services as well as cloud services as well. It also providing you the machine learning capabilities. It has a global infrastructure throughout the world, very useful in terms of the multi-cloud projects, and certification and career growth is also very important. For those who have done the certification, their career growth will be compared to the other people is very good. Okay, so you see here, guys, it is one of the market leader, and you have a industry adaptation is there, comprehensive service portfolio, and integration and compatible with all of the services in the cloud platforms as well as on-premises services, providing us the machine learning capabilities as well, Google infrastructure, multi-cloud projects also. GCP is very famous nowadays, and certification. Who have done the certification in Google Cloud Platform has a very good plus point during the interview. Okay, so this is what is Google Cloud Platforms. And Google Cloud has one of the in the recent market, it has a very good growth rate. You can able to see it here. The growth rate of the Google Cloud Platform is 54%. Compared to the other cloud platforms, this is the highest. Okay, so Google Cloud Platform has the highest growth rate. That means the companies are using it. When the companies are started using it, that's where the growth rates will increase. When the companies are started using it, that's where the opportunities also will increase. Okay, opportunities also will increase. So our main agenda is to grab those opportunities only. So make you get professional in the Google Cloud Platform and get ready for that opportunities. Okay, and so Google is offering 20 of the roles such as GCP data engineer, GCP developer, GCP admin, GCP DevOps engineer, GCP architect. And we are going to mainly focus on the GCP data engineer, guys. Our main focus in the entire course is to GCP data engineer, because our course itself it is data engineering with the Google Cloud Platform. Okay, so if anyone wanted to do a certification in the GCP, they can go for the associate cloud engineer certification first. Next, they can go for the professional data engineer certification next. And whoever wanted to do the certification, I will also provide you the certification dumps and give you the mock questions as well, which is very, very useful if you wanted to crack it also. And I was talking about the GCP comprehensive service portfolio, right? So this is what is GCP's comprehensive portfolio, guys. It provides you the entire services such as compute, identity and security, management tools, networking services, big data services, storage and database services, machine learning services. Our main focus will be on the big data and storage and databases. Okay, because we as a data engineer wanted to work on the big data as well as storage and database services. Okay, so this is what is all about the Google Cloud Platform, sir. If anyone have any questions on the Google Cloud Platform, yes, please, you can ask me. Yes, please. That we are not covering. Yes, correct, 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 correct. No, we will be focusing on all the big data services. Okay, we will be focusing on not only on the BigQuery, we will also be focusing on the cloud storage, cloud SQL, and BigQuery data. I will tell you the course curriculum. I will tell you guys. Don't worry. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And in few minutes, I will talk about the course curriculum, guys. What and all the topics that we are going to cover in the Google Cloud Platform as well as data engineering, I will tell you in few minutes only. Okay. If anyone have any questions over the Google Cloud Platform, you can ask me. The course content I am gonna tell you in few minutes.
Sir,
Hello.
is there any prerequisite required for this course?
I will talk about that. I will talk about. Okay, let me gonna complete the entire thing. Then, if you guys have any questions, I will give you the time. Okay, so that would be
Okay.
easy. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let me gonna tell you guys. So the cloud basics. So first thing is that our approach will be like this, guys. Our approach will be. So let me gonna tell you. So how we are going to learn this course is that I have divided this course into two segments. One is cloud basics. One more is data engineering. Okay, because we are learning the data engineering with the Google Cloud Platform, you must know some kind of a cloud basics, right? So this is we are here. We are going to talk about the cloud basics. So if you wanted to do your data engineering activities also, you need some kind of a cloud basics. That is Google Cloud Basics. And then we jump onto the data engineering services. Here we call it as a services case instead of tools. You can also call it as a tools, but usually we call it as a services in the Google Cloud Platform. Okay, so this is how it is. So first our course will be divided into two segments. One is cloud basics and one more is good data engineering. Okay, first I will talk about what topics that we are going to cover in the cloud basics. So first we are going to start with the cloud overview. Okay, we will talk about why we need the cloud platform and what is the difference between the on-premises as well as cloud. Okay, so in next sessions, we are going to talk about the cloud overview, why we need the cloud platform and what is the difference between the on-premises versus cloud. And we have already seen the cloud introduction, but still I will give you what is the Google Cloud Platform introduction, why we learn the GCP, what are the opportunities as well as certifications. Okay, so this is how it is. Okay, we have covered most of the things here already, but I will also recap in the next sessions. Okay. In Google Cloud Platform, we have a GCP interfaces. If you wanted to interact with any of the service in the GCP, you need the interfaces. So here we are going to talk about the console, Cloud Shell, Cloud SDK. So how to work with console, how to work with Cloud Shell, how to work with the SDK. And here I am going to talk about the console walkthrough. Here we will be telling you how to create a free tier account. If you guys wanted to, because our course is more of a practical instead of theoretical, guys. 20% theoretical, Okay, 20% theoretical, 80% practical. Okay, so this is my teaching model, guys. So 20% will be theoretical, 80% is practical. So whatever I am implementing here in the classes, you can also create a free tier account. I will tell you how to create a free tier account, and you can do the practice in the free tier account itself. I will tell you what is this free tier account. This free tier account is of 90 days free, validity of 90 days, and $300 they will give you, which is very huge amount of money. You can use all the services. Okay, there are few restrictions are there, but most of the services you can use. Okay, most of the services you can use. So that is how it is, guys. I will tell you in our upcoming sessions how to create a free tier account also. Okay, this is a course of most of the things are practical, guys, rather than theoretical. And I will tell you how to do the project setup and how to enable the building and APIs. So all of these things in the console walkthrough. So here GCP interfaces, console walkthrough, account creation, project setup, enabling building and manage the building, all of those things. GCP locations, regions, zones, selection criteria, and importance. In the GCP regions, whenever you wanted to deploy one application, how to select a region, how to select a zone, and what is the importance of selection, what is the importance of selecting a proper region and zone for your application deployment. Next thing is that IAM and admin, which is very important aspect. What is identities, what is roles, how to create a policy, and what is resource hierarchy. So when multiple people are working in your project, if you wanted to take care of the access control and manage the access control and authorization in Google Cloud Platform, you have a IAM. Okay, so here we are going to learn about the identities, roles, policy, and resource hierarchy. So this is very basic. And here, all about the Google Cloud Platform. All about the Google Cloud Platform. So these are the cloud basics that we are going to cover, guys. So very important, very important. I'm telling you, each and every service we are going to talk about all of these things every time, every now and then. Okay, so that's the reason I'm calling it as a cloud basics. Once the cloud basics are completed, and we are going to enter into our next set of services, that is data engineering. Okay, so this is our cloud basics. And here we are going to talk about the data engineering services. In the data engineering services, so as per the data that we are going to deal with, so data is categorized into three things: unstructured data, semi-structured data, and structured data. So to work with the unstructured data in Google Cloud Platform, we have a GCS, Google Cloud Storage. So what is Google Cloud Storage? How to work with Google Cloud Storage? So how to manage the data? Everything we are going to cover here. And so in semi-structured, we are going to learn about the big table for OLTP and OLAP system. Most of the people are using about the big table. So big table is not fully covered because nowadays people are not using the big table, but give you some kind of an idea how to work with the big table. And then to work with the OLTP systems and OLAP systems in the Google Cloud Platform for structured data, you have a Cloud SQL, you have a BigQuery. Cloud SQL is for the traditional databases, BigQuery for the data analytics platform, data analysis if you wanted to do it. Okay, so here the first one Google Cloud Storage, second one Cloud SQL, third one BigQuery, fourth one Bigtable. So here totally we are covering the 4 services. Okay, data engineering. And next, so this is called as a actually storage and database services. These are all comes under the storage and database. Okay, so these comes under the storage and database services. Okay, so here we have total 4 services. Next thing is that we wanted to create the data pipelines. Okay, for creating the data pipelines, or if you wanted to work with a Spark and Hadoop systems, sir, I wanted to run my PySpark jobs. So if you wanted to run your PySpark jobs, so here we are going to learn about the data proc. So in the data proc, I'm going to teach about PySpark. I'm going to teach about the PySpark, guys, end to end, how to create, how to transform the data, how to read the data from the multiple data sources. I'm going to teach about the PySpark. Once I taught the PySpark, we are going to create the PySpark jobs and pipelines, and we are going to run it with help of the data proc. So data proc is one of the Spark and Hadoop system to run your data proc pipelines. Okay, so here we
Okay.
are learning about the PySpark.
So in this case, are we going to cover up like Spark? I mean, what is exactly Spark and Hadoop is about?
Correct, correct.
So why? Because I'm not familiar with Spark and Hadoop.
But
I'm
I'm
not
going
into
to tell
data
you.
engineering. So,
Okay, I will tell you what I will cover. I will tell you. You will get some idea. Okay, by the end of this session,
okay.
whatever you are expecting, everything will be clear. I will also show you
Okay.
what we are going to cover also. Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
So first, I will go here. Maybe I'll open my notebook and tell you. So we are talking about the data proc, right? So data proc. In the data proc, so first let me come with the Google Cloud Storage, okay? So that you guys get some idea. So let me go back to the Google Cloud Storage. So Google Cloud Storage. In Google Cloud Storage, what we are going to cover, because everything is in the notes only, guys. I will provide you the access to my notes, which is a very, very robust notes. Even when you are going for an interview, you can recap everything here. So in Google Cloud Storage, what is GCS and how to create a bucket and how to create a bucket with help of the console, how to create a bucket using the Cloud Shell. Sorry, using the Cloud Shell, and what is a Cloud Shell. So all of these commands are also listed out here, and you have the assignment for the Cloud SQL as Cloud Shell as well. Okay, so this is all about the Google Cloud Storage. And then you have a Cloud SQL. I was talking about the next service, Cloud SQL, right? In the Cloud SQL, we will be talking about what is Cloud SQL and how we can able to integrate the Cloud SQL with other services, other tools such as Workbench or Studio or the Cloud Shell. How we can able to ingest the data from the applications, how to integrate with the other services, connecting it to the Cloud Shell. So you can able to connect it to the Cloud Shell if you have a database in the Cloud Shell via Workbench or Cloud Shell or Cloud SQL Studio. You can able to work with this one. So when I say interaction, you can able to create the tables and database from the Workbench, Cloud Shell, and Cloud SQL Studio. Here we are going to cover the data migration project. So here we are going to cover the data migration from the on-premise virtual MySQL to the Cloud SQL MySQL. We are going to migrate the data. So this is one of the data migration project that we are going to cover. On top of that one, so creating the data migration, some kind of virtual machine. On top of that, we need the MySQL. So this is a setup. And you have the sample data for you, and you have the assignments for you also here. And the data, sorry, BigQuery. So if you go to the BigQuery, what is BigQuery? What is the architecture of the BigQuery? What are the important? Why? So how to alter the data sets and tables in the BigQuery? And working with the BigQuery, different ways of creating the tables in the BigQuery, creating a table from the editor, loading the data manually, creating the table from the editor and GCS, Cloud Editor, Cloud SDK, all of the options are here. Okay, table creations. And next thing, one of the important topic, that is partitioning and clustering, and what is native table and external table. So here I'm going to talk about the storage optimization techniques such as partitioning and clustering, and one more topic, that is native table and external table. What is partitioning? What is clustering? How to create the partitioned table by different types, such as by date type, by date time, integer range. And what is the native table and external table is already here. And nested fields and repeated fields. How to work with the nested fields and repeated fields also, we have it here, guys. So with examples also. Okay. And similarly, what is the view? What is the materialized view? What is the authorized view? Everything is here. Assignments, case study on the Spotify case study, social media case study in the Google Cloud, BigQuery. So BigQuery, we have all of these things: assignments, case studies, and case studies. So these are actually the projects only. We are considering it as a case study. And next thing is, so the data proc, right? So we were next to the data proc. So we are talking about the data proc, that is nice. So let me talk about it. So data proc, we will be starting with the sorry. We will be starting with the Hadoop. What is Hadoop? What are the important components of the Hadoop, and how the Hadoop works? What is a cluster and everything? What is the difference between the Hadoop and Spark? How Spark came into the picture? What is Spark? What is the Spark ecosystem? And what happens when you submit a Spark application, Spark architecture? And to know more about the workflow of the Spark architecture. What is data proc? The use cases of the data proc, creating the cluster in the data proc, PySpark jobs. For PySpark jobs, what is a Spark session? How to create a Spark session, and how to read the data from the multiple data sources, how to write the data to the multiple data sources, how to do the transformations, such as renaming the column, constant, creating a custom schema, dropping duplicates, sorting the data, unioning the data, merging the data, grouping the data, casting the data, aggregations, joins, splitting, ranking functions, everything we are going to cover. You name it, all the transformations we are going to cover here one by one. All the transformation you see here, 20 transformations one by one with an examples we are going to cover. So where we are going to see, sir, if you ask me, here we are going to have applications. Everything is fully packed, guys. I'm telling you, this notebook is of everything for the GCP data engineer. Okay, so you have an introduction, extracting the data from multiple data sources, loading the data to the multiple data sources, transforming the data, SCD type 1, type 2, type 3, job 1 pipeline, job 2 pipeline, the sample data set for you. Okay, date functions also. Case study 1, this is one of the important case study. Case study 2, assignment 1, assignment 2, end-to-end batch pipeline. End-to-end batch pipeline is also here. So if you guys wanted to know more about the Spark, you can also go to the more about Spark notebook. Here also you have many things. Okay, so all of these things. So this is where we are learning the PySpark. As I told you, everything is data proc and Hadoop. And after that, we are talking about the data flow. Here we are learning about the Apache Beam with Python. Apache Beam with Python. So the next service is data flow. What is data flow? What is Apache Beam first? Then what is data flow? And how to create a driver program? What is Beam pipeline looks like? What is P action? What is P transformation? Okay. What is the difference between the Apache Beam? What is the difference between the data program, data flow? The lab sessions, reading the data from the multiple data sources, loading the data, transforming the data, job 1 creation, job 2 is an assignment, and you have the entire sample data set also. Template method of creating the data pipelines, end-to-end streaming pipeline. Okay, end-to-end streaming pipeline also, you should be able to see here as well. One more thing is that the codes are also available for the practice later point of time. I will teach everything in the class. I will implement everything, and I will upload the notebooks also here. The last session notebooks are here already. Okay, so that is so that's where we are learning about the data flow here. The data flow is completed. Here we are learning about the Apache Beams. That is the one of the framework. Here we are learning about the Apache Beam. Like here we are learning about the PySpark. Here we are learning about the Apache Beam. Very, very important. Next thing is that create the pipelines using the user interface, that is data fusion. Here we are covering the data fusion, and data fusion is nowadays not using. So that reason I will be talking about, and I have created a video. So to for end-to-end how to create a data pipeline with help of the data fusion without writing any code, I have created that. So that's also there in the notebook. So if you go to the data fusion, okay, you have it here. Introduction. What is data fusion? End-to-end pipeline creation also in the data fusion, and video also here. You can go to video here. Okay, so because people are not much interested in the data fusion, so that's the reason. Instead of wasting time here, I am spending more time on the new topics. Okay, so this is how it is. So this is 1, 2, 3, and one more is workflow orchestration tool, that is Airflow. Airflow or Composer also we are going to cover. So if you go to the Airflow, what is Composer or Airflow? What is the architecture of the Airflow? That what is DAG? How to create the DAG? Cron Java format with an example. Create Composer level 1 DAG to read the data from the multiple data sources and do the BigQuery jobs. Level 2 for the data proc jobs. Level 3 for the data flow jobs. Level 4 for the parent and child. Level 5 is an assignment for you. Level 6 is an implementing the CI/CD with help of the Composer. So here my main important thing is that I want to give you some kind of idea over the CI/CD. So that's the reason I have created it, so that the students get to know what is CI/CD, how the flavor of the CI/CD will work in the project. So that's the reason here we have created it here. Here we are going to implement the CI/CD in Composer using the Cloud Build and GitHub. Okay, here we are going to integrate it. Okay, so that is also there. So that is our fourth service. So here we are going to cover four more services. So this is more about the data pipelines, guys. This is more about the data pipelines, four more services. And next is streaming data ingestion PubSub. Streaming data ingestion PubSub is covered here. What is PubSub and what is the publishing model, how it works, use cases, and how the publisher model works. For the PubSub, we have here the streaming data. So here the topic means PubSub topic only. So for streaming data ingestion, as I told you, right, it's a streaming data ingestion. For streaming data ingestion only, we are going to use the PubSub. So we are going to use the PubSub for the streaming data pipeline. Using the data, we are going to cover a use case, which is very, very useful nowadays. People are using these kind of pipelines in the real time also. Okay, so this is also there. And next thing, event-based solution is also a very important services, that is cloud function. So what is cloud function? Which is an event-based solution. Cloud function 1, cloud function 2. Cloud function, when I'm explaining, cloud function 2 is an assignment. So don't worry about it, everything. Even though you have an assignment also, the code will be available, guys. Okay, so sir is giving the assignment. How can I verify my answer whether it is correct or not? Don't worry about it. Whether if I'm giving an assignment also, the answer is also available already in the notebook. Okay, yeah. So this is an assignment, guys. So cloud function, event-based solution. That is also we are covering. And one more bonus topic for all the people nowadays. People, data engineers also working on the Terraform nowadays. So that's the reason one session on the Terraform. Okay, one session on the Terraform so that you guys get some idea. So here 1, 2, 3. So total 3 services here. Okay, and additionally, to make you a full-fledged data engineer, I am coming up with a few more concepts, that is Linux basics. I'm going to talk about the one session on the Linux basics. You need to have some kind of Linux basics as a full-fledged data engineer. And so from the last batch only, I started teaching the Python crash course because few of my students were, we need the Python knowledge also, because wherever we go, the Python is not related for the data engineer. They are teaching more, they are teaching less. We are not sure how much amount of knowledge for the Python we need. So that's the reason I took that as a challenge. I have added here 6 to 7 sessions on the Python so that you guys get a very good understanding of what are the topics that are required for the Python. All of those things in a Python basics as a crash course that we are going to cover here. That will be very useful. This Python knowledge is very useful in all of these pipeline creations. Here Python, here Python, here Python. So all of these, wherever you go, wherever you are creating the pipelines in the data engineering, most of the pipelines are created using the Python only. So that's the reason that Python knowledge will be very useful, that we will be covering also here. So don't worry about the Python. So Python is covered here. In the cloud functions also you use Python. In PubSub integration also you use Python. Okay, so Linux basics and Python crash course is covered. So PySpark also covered, Apache Beam is also covered. PySpark, as I told you, PySpark we are covering. So which is very useful here, Python knowledge will be very important in PySpark as well as Apache Beam. So all of these concepts will be covered, guys. So the main agenda is to make you a full-fledged job-ready data engineer. Even though you got a job also, you should not be worried about how to work with the projects. So with this knowledge, I'm telling you can able to easily work in the companies also, because everything is we are practically covering. Okay, so that is how. So Python crash course notebook, if you want, you guys need to show you. So here the Python crash course notebook and the Linux basics here we are covering. Okay, and Python crash course notebook, if you guys want me to show you how much amount of knowledge we are covering, so that you get some idea, right? So let me gonna show you guys. Hope you are able to see my screen. So this is the notebook. So here, these are the concepts that we are going to cover, guys. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3, Chapter 4. Chapter 1, data types. Chapter 2, data structures. Chapter 3, Python programming constructions, such as in Chapter 1, strings, numbers, operators, booleans. Chapter 2, list, tuple, dictionary set. Chapter 3, we are going to cover if and else statements, loops, for loops and while loops, exceptional handling, file input output operations, file handling. Chapter 4, functions and lambda functions. So all of these concepts are covered here, guys. Okay, so this is all about the Python. Okay, so Python concepts also we are covering. Okay, Python notebook is here already for you. Okay, so I think I told you all the course content, and I will talk about the course details as well. Course duration is of 2 months, guys. 1 hour Monday to Friday, no sessions on Saturday, Sunday. Delivery sessions, online live sessions, add-ons, video recordings, comprehensive material, assignments, real-time projects and case studies, interview questions, certification dumps, and resume assistance. So I did not talk about these things, right? Let me talk about it. If you go to my notes, you have in the first notebook, I'm going to talk about the course content. So we have given you the module 1, module 2, module 3, right? So where we are covering the module 1. So this is a descriptive wise, every topic in a very detail. What are the course content that we are going to cover is everything is here already. And a data engineering topics. Okay. And interview for those who are planning for the job. So they can go for these resumes, job ready resumes. These are the people who got the job. Interview introduction. Those who are going for the interview, so they know how to they should know how to introduce themselves in the interview. So I have created a template of answer how you can able to fill it and how you can able to tell it in the interview. And for those people who are wanted, sir, I need a project one description so that I can able to easily answer in the interview. You have it here, project one description also here in a very clear way, and their architecture diagram. Project two as well as description. Data engineering theoretical questions. Those who are going for the interview, theoretical questions are very, very useful. I'm telling you, out of 10, they are asking 7 to 8 questions are from these questions only. SQL questions, SQL coding questions, Python coding questions. Those who are going for the certifications, end-to-end project 2 is a bonus. Okay, you have it here, all the things whichever I have mentioned here. Video recordings is provided to you guys, so don't worry about that. So even though if you miss a session, you can watch the video, but I would suggest you to watch the or suggest you to attend the live session. Providing the comprehensive material, when I said this material only, I don't need to create as a notebook. I can just share you the one link so that you can access everything in your laptop. Assignments are there, real-time projects and case studies are there, interview questions are there, certification jumps are there, resume assistance is also there, right? And some people ask me the prerequisite for this course. So you need to come up with a basic understanding of SQL that is expected from you guys. So the basic knowledge on the SQL is very much important for this course. So I suggest you to, even though if you know or don't know also, if you sit for like 3 to 4 days, you can able to learn the SQL. By the time we cover the cloud basics, you can able to get perfect with SQL. Okay, the prerequisite for this course is to familiar with your SQL knowledge. So this is what is a prerequisite for the course. And so those who are wanted to become a data engineer, those who are already the data analyst, data scientist, or a software engineer, or a DevOps engineer, database, or the ADL developer, or BA developers, are those who are planning for the associate cloud engineer or a professional data engineering certifications. This course is for you guys. So because if you think that, sir, I got stuck in my job, but I don't know where I'm from. Sir, I'm a testing background, but my package is very less. But I know a little bit about the coding. I can easily cope up with the coding jobs also. If you think, if you have such kind of a mindset, you can go for this demanding skill. I'm telling you guys, GCP data engineer is a highly skilled compared to the AWS and Azure also, because GCP is very new. Getting the job with the GCP is also easy. Okay, compared to the AWS and Azure, because I'm going to tell you a simple formula. People do it here only. Let me go tell you a simple formula. Okay, so the thing is that people think that, sir, I wanted to go for AWS and Azure. It's because AWS and Azure is there in the market from the last 10 years. Is there in the market and it has established their market already. Okay, if the market is already established, the professionals also, okay, already professionals also gets established, right? Already the professionals are also available. Like you, people might have learned the course 5-6 years before. So that's where you have already the plenty of professionals for the AWS and Azure. Okay, now if you think that you join AWS and Azure course and learning, and you wanted to become a data engineer in the AWS and Azure. Okay, then when you go for interview, who will come for the interview, sir? Can you guys tell me who will come for the interview? Can anyone tell me who will come for the interview? These people come for the interview like you, right? Okay, now competing with the professionals who are already there in the AWS data engineer, Azure data engineer is very hard. So that's the reason getting the job as a AWS data engineer, Azure data engineer, very hard. It's because that you are competing with the professionals already. Because that market is already established. When the market is established, you will be having a plenty of opportunities. But there are even more number of professionals are already available for those roles. So getting the job and by competing with them is very hard. On the other hand, you have GCP. On the other hand, you have GCP. GCP's market is not established. Some of the people here don't know about the GCP at all because GCP is new. Very less, I would say, people having more than 3 years. Okay, very less people, even they have more than 3 years experience. If someone is saying you I have a GCP 4 years of experience, don't believe them. Because GCP itself is known to the people from the last 3 years. Okay, very less people are having more than two. Very less. Hardly we can, on a fingers, we can expect. One of that engineer is me. You can consider me. Okay, now learn the GCP and you can become a data engineer. When you go for the interview, whom you are competing with? Whom you are competing with? So can you tell me whom you are competing with? The person who learned the course like you only. The person who learned the course like you. Okay, because the people learning the course GCP and you are also learning the course GCP. And if you go for the interview, there is a person like you who learned the course and you are competing with them. And getting the job is easy because if you learn a little bit more than the person who is learning like you in this same course, then you get the job. But professionals is not different, so you are not competing with the professionals here. So that is the reason getting the job with the GCP is very easy nowadays. So that's the reason plenty of my students are already placed with a very decent hike, I would say, coming from 12 LPA to 24 LPA, 26 LPA, 28 LPA also people went. Okay, so it totally depends on your current package, guys. Even though your current package is less, also people got 5 offers, 6 offers. Also, one of the person got 5 offers. I'm telling you, guys, this is truth. I don't have to bluff it. I don't have to fake it. I'm telling you, people got one of my student got 5 offers, 5 offers. Okay, okay. Hiring for GCP data engineer, if you ask me, sir. So when you enter your, sorry, as soon as you create your resume and put it in the Naukri, you get the call from the Altimetric and LTM entry. For sure you will get, sir. I'm not telling you it's like this. So if you wanted to try it out, you try. Okay, Wipro, Deloitte. So all of these companies, Wipro, Deloitte, okay, sorry, Capgemini, Lloyd's is hiring like anything. So in a Lloyd's, almost 200 people's team of GCP data engineer they are creating in Hyderabad for the first time. Okay, Lloyd's is not there in the Hyderabad. They are starting their entire company in the Hyderabad with the 200 GCP data engineers. Okay, so Lloyd's and Accenture. Okay, Accenture, Datamatica, TransUnion. Plenty other companies are there. TCS. Okay, plenty of Tech Mahindra. I forgot. For sure, you will call get a Tech Mahindra for Ford project. They will mention here Ford project. We are okay. Ford project, Ultimetric Ford project, entry, HSBC project. Okay, so they will mention directly. My client is HSBC. Would you be able to go for the interview? So that's how it is. So this is how plenty of companies are hiring. I just mentioned only here Fract Analytics, Tiger Analytics. So two companies are also hiring for the GCP data engineer. Okay, so very I would say I only mentioned here 15 more companies are also there. They are hiring. As soon as you put your resume there, you are going to get a call from there. Okay, so that is how. Okay, so this is how GCP data engineering, sir. These are the audience for the course. Hope you got some idea about the course. If you guys have any questions, you can ask me. So before you ask me a question, please raise your hand so that I get some idea. Who is asking the question? Okay, please raise your hand so that I'll get to know who is asking a question. Yes, Sampath.
Yeah, so
Yes,
the
Sampath.
course will be like, the course will be like, I mean, if you learn all these things, right? So can we go and sit and on the real time project?
Correct. So that's the idea. That's the main agenda for this course. I don't want it to just teach the basics and go for the interview, crack interview, get the job. That's not the idea. Getting the job is nowadays is very easy for the GCP data engineer. You put your resume, you get at least one interview per day. Per day, one interview you can go. Okay, so at least we will be attending for 25 interviews for GCP data engineer. That's many opportunities for sure you will get. It's not about the job base. Our agenda is to comfortably work. So all the
Right.
concepts we are going to cover here. Yes.
Okay. So apart from this, right? So I have some knowledge on SQL, like I mean, till joins. So
Okay.
do we need to learn more advanced
Little
topics in
bit,
the
not much.
SQL,
So
like I
if you
mean,
could focus on the
CD
basics of the cloud
format?
SQL, that's more. That's more than enough.
Mhm.
Okay. If you are able to write a SQL code, that's more than enough, guys. Okay. On
Okay.
your own, you take
So
some examples and try to write a SQL code. That's more than enough. Yes.
okay, like query optimization things, that kind of
Those
things.
things are not required.
You will
Those
be-
things we will be covering here. Yeah.
oh, okay. Thank
Any other questions? Anyone? Please raise your hand if you guys have any questions.
Only SQL basics we will cover, right?
Yeah, SQL basics. If you guys cover, all other things we will be covering.
Any
Okay.
Java topics is
Not
required.
required. Not required. Our
Development.
data engineer means Python. Okay. Data
Okay.
engineer means Python plus SQL. That's it. Not more than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with the
Oh.
help of this course, can we attempt certification?
With the help of this course, you can attend for a certification. Before going for certification, if you could do these things, we will be able to easily crack it.
Oh,
These questions, you have like 200 questions here, 200 questions here. If you are able to complete it, for sure you will be able to. Some of the questions also repetitive, I would say.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Any other questions, anyone? Okay, so I see that people are does not have any questions. So does that mean we can wind up the session for today and we will cover the things in tomorrow's session? Yeah, I see. Yes, Suman. Suman, you have any question?
Hello.
Yeah, please.
Sir, nowadays I am giving the interview as a GCP data engineer, and most of the questions is asking related to creating pipeline related scenario basis
Of
question.
course, of
This question
course,
is
of course. They
asking.
will ask you only those things only, right? So you
Okay.
should tell how to create a pipeline. So that's what we are covering here, right? So you might have seen. So data processing pipeline, how do we create it? Okay,
Okay.
how to explain, sir? So how to explain in the project, sir? I wanted to explain some scenario. I'm working on some project. Yeah, read it out. I am working on a project where employee travel records are maintained in CSV files in their server. And the current scenario, the visualization team is directly using this CSV file. Thus, scenario data cleansing and processing is getting compromised. So my client asked us to prepare properly clean and transform this data and load it to the BigQuery so that the visualization team will take it from BigQuery. How beautiful is the case study? And how beautiful if you can able to look at these things and you can easily explain in the interview. And when you practice this pipeline, even more you can explain it. Right. So that's how we are going to cover the case study things. This is case study. You go here, case study. What is the case study about? What are the guiding principles? And what are the transformations you have to do? And for that, you need the data set and everything is here in the notebook only. And the code is also available. We are going to cover the code. Okay, everything is here. The only thing is that you should know what to learn, you should know what to leave, because data engineering is like a vast area. So when you're going for an interview as a GCP data engineer, which is very important for the topic to be learned, and what are the questions they are going to ask, so how to expect the questions, how to answer it. If you don't know the answer, how to tackle that, how to tell them not to know the answer. So you don't tell them that I don't know. Okay, so if they're asking some question, you don't tell them that I don't know. So that's a vague way of telling the answer. Okay, so you tell it like, so I have worked on 3 years, but I couldn't come across this kind of a requirement so far, but I would like to learn in the future. So that's how you tackle the situation. Instead of telling I don't know, when you're saying I don't know, so that's where he knows that you did not actually work on anything. Okay, so you should know how to tackle. So such a kind of things we will be covering in our all sessions. You will get to know more. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
In Python, they're asking pandas or NumPy, like that libraries also.
Pandas is very similar to the PySpark. We are covering the PySpark here. Okay, Pandas is very similar. You say that. So Pandas is one of the framework for data processing. So, but instead I know the PySpark framework. So Pandas is very similar to the PySpark. Both of these things we are going to cover the data frames only. Even they are asking also, you should be able to answer it by knowledge of the PySpark also. Okay, so or you can easily tell them that okay, both are same. So, but I am very comfortable in the PySpark. So that's how you manage it. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions,
Yeah, so tomorrow session will be a continuation of this, or will be a
It's the same continuation of this, guys. It's the same continuation of this only. We are going to cover about the interfaces. Yes.
Oh.
Okay. Any other questions, anyone, please? Okay. I think people are good for the day. Okay. Yep. I'm going to stop the session here for today, guys. Tomorrow we are going to talk about the interfaces. So I'm going to show you. So we are going to talk about the interfaces in the GCP. So as a cloud basics, as I told you, right? So we are going to talk about the GCP interfaces, okay, which is a very, very important aspect. Okay, so this is we are going to cover tomorrow. Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you all. Have a great day. We will meet tomorrow at the same time. That is our second demo tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.